Okay, so there's too many paper transactions for me to tell you because I can't figure it out myself. We're going to have 20 guys dressed for tonight's game.
Do you know any of them?
Nylander, Hyman, Sosh, Kapanen, Like Smith, I think Carrick. I think they'll all be in.
Mike, as a coach, do you lean a little bit more on Sheldon at a time like this? I know you've watched a lot of Marlies games this year yourself.
Yeah. No, not really. I mean, I saw him, and we've talked all along, so we've been talking about these players. So one of our video coaches was working with him half the year, too. I've talked a ton to him. I didn't phone him and say, hey, about this guy. Just what we did is we tried to put him in a situation to be as comfortable as we can. We tried to build structure in exhibition that they were going to use, that we were going to use. Obviously, things change, and the NHL is way different. I talked to them this morning about that piece of cellophane. When you watch a Marlies game that's across the offensive blue line that creeps creating those turnovers they can't see, I said that piece of cellophane is now down. We're not going to turn it over on the ozone blue line, but other than that, they're kids. I mean, they're going to play.
Zach Hyman comes out of Red Berenson's program. How important is Red with structure in terms of developing a player like Zach?
Well, I mean, obviously that's part of it. But part of it's just working hard every day and competing. And, you know, obviously he's an older player or has been to college and stuff like that. And he's gotten better every day down there with the Marlies, and we've been impressed with him. Him and Sash will penalty kill tonight. The other guys will be on the power play. So everyone's going to get a full opportunity now. Obviously, we're playing a really good team. I mean, I watched them last night. They were great. So these guys are going to have their hands full, to say the least. But they're going to be going fast, if nothing else.
What are your expectations in the game like?
To win. You know, we've got to find a way. That's it. You know, when the puck's going to drop. And, you know, it's all great, but at game time you want to win. That's what you want to do. And so you want to find a way to win, and we've got to stay on the box. Stamps got a good power play, and we've got to make sure their players have no room. Stamkos looks like he's really going. He's skating as good as I've seen him since he hurt his leg. So, you know, that line's going. Obviously, Johnson's group, I don't know if on his plane tonight, got hit in the head there last night, but then Phil's group, and then Mistikov. There's four real centers that our guys are going to have to play against. They're going to have their hands full.
Is the plan for the young guys to stay here for the rest of the year?
You know, Lou's probably better to ask that. We're going to just kind of monitor, but what we want to do is we want to be set up to make sure that they have a good lineup in the American Hockey League. So there's a whole bunch of rules that I can't explain to you. So whatever that means.
Brooks, what do you know of him as a veteran player?
Yeah, a real good man. You know, a real good man, a real good person. You know, obviously, is in the last year coming up of his deal. I know he treats people real well, and he'll be a good guy to be around our kids.
When do you expect him to join?
I think today. I think he's playing tonight.
What do you think of your career? Have you ever had a team this young in any level of hockey?
Well, yeah, in junior. I coached junior for a long time. 8 years of junior I coached, but I never had a team this young in the American League, you know, so, you know, obviously it's exciting. I mean, you watch them, they're exciting, but they're also kids, so I'm going to come and watch just like you.
Mike, for you, the process changes a little bit as this happens from the beginning of the year to now. You just mentioned all the young kids and more of the teaching. For you, what's the most intriguing part of what's left to taste?
Well, I want to know who's a real player. So, because just because you did in the American League doesn't mean you're going to do it here. I want to know who's got upside and who's got hockey sense and who's got determination and who lives right, who's going to be a Maple Leaf for a long period of time and who's not. And so I think done a real nice job of acquiring prospects and picks. This was our plan, and we want to set ourselves up for a long run, so we're not talking about trading guys at the deadline, but talking about who we acquired at the deadline. So that's our goal. You know, originally, right from the get-go, I've always said, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know we're going to have a real good team here, and that's our plan.